Speaking of Boise State, Rookie of the Week, and it's about damn time,
Yes,
Chris.
sir.
We've been waiting for Ashton Jeanty to have a week like this. 138 rushing yards. He had the big run that really beefed up these numbers, which you expect that from Ashton Jeanty. Like, you should be hitting the big runs. 1 rushing touchdown, 17 receiving yards. He caught 2 receiving touchdowns. I think what stood out to me, Chris, is the Raiders just need to keep getting him going in the pass game.
I think so.
I don't know why they've been cute with maybe pass protection, but to lobby the Georgia running back, Zamir White.
Yeah, Zamir White.
Like,
right.
You just kind of got to get Ashton Jeanty out there for as many snaps as you can.
I would agree with that. I mean, feed him the ball. The one thing, I think the thing that, and to your point and what you're saying and why we saw, like, there was space for him in this game.
Yes.
It was the first time he could get to the second level and not already have somebody on him, or like he just broke a tackle and now he's trying to get going or restart that way. And, okay, it's too late at that point. I mean, this game, he had some holes to where he could not only, like, he could see a hole and also see how somebody was coming to tackle him to avoid him and make a move and make that guy miss. I mean, he's still special in space that way as far as making people miss, right? That's the big thing there. Now, he played a defense that I'd go, I don't know how good their front seven is there in Chicago. It might be the weak link of their football team, really. Right, their front, their linebackers, all of that. I mean, it doesn't pop to me. But at the same time, they opened up some holes. He ran with, I thought, a little more authority and confidence to the hole and hit it instead of sometimes dancing and going, wait, I want a bigger hole. And it's like, no, this is the NFL. Sometimes it's like the hole's only like 8 inches and you just got to put your head down and smash it in there and get 3 or 4 yards. And I think he's learning all of that as we go.
Did you buy into that he got his old stance back?
I mean,
it was funny to me.
It is funny, and I do like watching him like that.
I hate when, and I get it, like what Chip Kelly was trying to do, but I don't like tinkering with great players.
I don't.
Not as rookies. Like, if you're a pro and you're established and there's like a little thing mechanically, it's like they're probably comfortable enough to try a switch. I don't like throwing a guy into the NFL and say, do this, when he's been so great in something so, and to me, it's minuscule.
That's the point. Like, who gives a shit? What do you, like, what? Like, what was really affecting him?
I'd love to know.
Like this, and in the other position where he was down and crouched down a little bit. I don't get it either. I don't. They should just let it be. Again, you want to tweak things about his game, sure, do that. But we don't need to reinvent Aaron Rodgers throwing the football in year 3. It's like, he knows how to throw it. Let's not tinker with it too much. Let's not do that, right? I mean, I think that's what we're talking about here. Here's some other things too. His ability to see a hole or a seam and just explode through it and split defenders, that's not elite. That's one thing I go, it's not. That's the thing that I think is why I'm not wowed by him all the way, right? And he's got the good contact talent, but the explosiveness to pull away from the contact after at times, right? And I had just watched Omarion Hampton and a few other films, to me is not up with the top guys. There's a reason that when we had the top running back conversation and the things we talked about yesterday, I know we're not putting Ashton Jeanty there yet, and he hasn't been a part of that, but I don't think he's popped to our eyes that way, at least not to me yet.
No, I think
and I think those are some of the things that, again, thought he was all worthy of a top 10 pick. I did. But I think those are the things that are concerning me here through 4 weeks a little. Even though this was good, I still look at it and go, ooh, I just don't know how awesome it is. And then, of course, you couple that with the size, where you just go, wait, a lot of these tackles he broke in college. And this is where it's different in the NFL. Because, you played against a lot of linebackers in college football or people at the second level that are not NFL football players. And you're seeing now when those guys hit you, we don't get the same amount of guys falling off them and people bouncing off them and him bouncing off them the same way. It's like, no, you lowered a blow, sure, but you went down. Like the guy brought you down. And where I think in like the old days in college, we would have gone, oh no, he delivered a blow to that guy. That guy looks silly. And now he's running up the sidelines and he's about to make somebody else look silly. And that doesn't happen nearly as much right now.
Yeah, and I think the body blows, you watch a guy like Quinshon Judkins, I've seen him lower his pads and destroy people.
Exactly
and he's
right.
getting nothing to work with running into loaded boxes.
Right.
And that's a size difference.
Exactly
I've
right.
sat next to both of them.
Right.
And Jeanty is in some of the most unbelievable, like 20 pounds of muscle and a 10-pound sack kind of shape.
Right.
But Judkins, you sit next to him and you go, his legs are the size of an edge rusher.
Yes, right. It's edge of his size of an edge rusher, and I feel like Judkins and to what we talked about with Bijan Robinson yesterday, we heard like Raheem Morris talk about getting vertical. Their ability to go to 0 to 60 in that 5 to 10 yard span and go that to me is where I'd still like to see more from Jeanty in that department. You know, even on his long TD run, all right, just for some context for everybody, Kevin Byard ran him down. Kevin Byard, by no stretch of the imagination, is considered a fast safety in the NFL anymore. I mean, what is this, year 10 for Kevin Byard?
It's like he's been around a long
time. Now, he broke the tackle to score, right? But the point is that Kevin Byard still ran him down, and he just ran through a hole. It wasn't like he made 25 moves and then restarted. It was like, no, the hole and the play fell just right for him. And he got to go afterburners, and the guy still caught him. So, again, it's good. Don't get me wrong. He finally got some blocking. That's what we can say for sure. And he's got talent. But am I blown away? I'm going to say no right now.
Yep.
I'm not. No, and not as explosive as the top guys in the NFL. You know, you sit there and you watch Mostert get the ball a few times, and you go, "Ooh, Mostert is more explosive to the hole than Ashton Jeanty." And so we'll see where it goes. The big thing, though, I think more than anything, is it's just the not the same amount of broken tackles at the second level as we saw at college football, where he was so special.
Per Next Gen Stats from Week 4, 140 of his rushing yards did come after contact, the second most by any player in a game this season.
That's great to hear.
That is a big positive. He gained 47 more yards than expected. For comparison, Amarian Hampton gained 96 rushing yards over expected against the Giants.
Yeah.
I think that's a good number for both of them. It just goes to show you Hampton.
He's a bigger guy again.
He's a bigger guy.
And Ashton got room to at least this game to start and get the engine
Which
going
helped him
to
a
where
lot.
he get to hit, and now I got momentum going, and now I can break the tackle.
Well, listen to this, Chris, to that point. 11 carries outside the tackles, 133 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
10 carries inside the tackles, 5 yards.
Yeah, that's going to be the question going forward.
So do teams start to kind of cheat that outside run game a little bit?
Question.
We'll see. Our next Rookie of the Week, I don't think there's a lot of holes to poke in this one.
Not.
I watched this game this morning on tape. Abdul Carter for the Giants against the Chargers had 5 quarterback hits. He had 8 total quarterback pressures. The Giants pressured Justin Herbert on 47.7% of dropbacks, despite Herbert averaging a 2.63 second time to throw. My goodness, Chris. What blew my mind with this was I saw him win in almost every way possible.
Yeah, no question about it. I wrote a note here, and you'll see it, right? Just go ahead. Let's read it right off the bat.
Let's see number 51, Carter. Want to see him win on the outside, one-on-ones more. If he doesn't win with speed, can he win more?
More, yeah. Can he? I don't know why I wrote that. Can he win different ways is probably what I meant to say there. And then I wrote, as I write this, he wins with his speed, right?
Yeah. So he doesn't win with speed to power. Yeah. Let me correct myself on that.
That's all. But
I wrote down spin, arm over, twitch to get the inside move.
Exactly right.
And
exactly right.
Good God, the stunts.
Exactly right. Right. So speed to power, certainly. And I think he could, access some of those other moves more. That's all I really meant by it. You know, I mean, we know we can win with speed. And the stunts are mind-blowing. And there's a real skill to this a little bit. This is where his physical explosiveness, I mean, first off, he pops off the screen with his first step. It's as good as anybody in the league. But when he does stunt, and what I mean is whoever's inside the D tackle, they kind of run at the offensive tackle, and then he comes off the butt of that guy and loops inside. His ability to come off that and be so fast and explosive that the guard who's blocking that inside pass rusher now has to go, wait, no, tackle, you take him and I'll take Abdul Carter. It happens so fast they can't even react. And it's all of a sudden he's just there on Justin Herbert. That's what, to me, is amazing about him, right? He's got it all. And do we know it felt like he lined up more outside in this football game, right?
Yeah. So he lined up, actually, a very weird snap count. He lined up actually at inside linebacker 4 times.
Okay, right.
And then he lined up at right outside linebacker 13 times.
Right.
Left outside linebacker 10 times.
Right.
He was kind of the right end.
Yeah.
I believe that's what hand in the dirt 12 times.
Right.
And then the left end 7 times,
Okay.
and then he played defensive tackle once.
Okay.
But I remember he was standing up when he played defensive tackle because that was one of his wins.
Yeah.
I think he used an arm over on the center.
Yeah, he might have the center. I think he beat the center. That was his
your
first
point was
time.
he played more outside linebacker?
Well, just outside and hand on the ground DN.
You're absolutely correct.
Because the last few weeks, the things I've
Almost
complained
20
about,
times.
and Pete Dimolitis has heard me, is I just go, I would put Kayvon Thibodeau on third down inside because he's kind of a bigger human being, and put Abdul Carter on the outside. That's what I was like, wait, he's the most scary guy on the edge. Let's put him out there. That, to me, was one of the best adjustments, right? And like I said, his ability to bend, his speed, his ability, like you said, to give you the juke and then win inside is really good. I want him to see, yes, more speed to power. I want to see him access the spin moves a little bit more. All I was trying to say with what I wrote inside my notebook there was, don't just try to win with speed all the time.
Yeah.
That was all I was really trying to say. And the fact that they did that and moved him outside, I think was a big difference in the football game. And this was by far the best game the Giants D-line played this year. I mean, they were all over Justin Herbert, disruptive as hell. Kayvon Thibodeau, I think, is having the best year of his career so far as a Giant. That's what it feels like to me. It's quiet, but he's disruptive, right? I don't see a lot of negative plays. I see a lot of positives and effing the plays up. And we know, of course, Sexy Dexy's the man, and Brian Burns is the man too. But yeah, I was blown away by the way the front looked, and of course Abdul Carter.
I had a thought when watching this game. I feel like the Chargers probably went back this week and said, damn, on some of those 3rd and 5s when they line up that way, they probably should have just ran right at them. And trusted them on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And it's peak hindsight Monday morning quarterbacking from me. Like, I'm not sitting here watching this game.
I don't think that's a crazy thought. I think that is something teams will probably look at and go, wait, on the left side against our big offensive line on 3rd and 4.
I mean, look how they're lined
up. It's Kayvon Thibodeau
and standing.
And right, it's Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter. We should be able to run. Somebody's going to access that for sure.
Well, the Jets did it to them in the preseason.
Right.
Against the starters. And there was something where, because they don't trust their quarterbacks to throw. They don't trust Fields to throw, but they would run right at them. And I was like, I wonder if teams do that because the Giants are so freakishly talented with edge rushers that they want them all on the field.
Right.
But I think that's the only way you counter it. And it's not always going to work.
No.
Like, you're going to find yourself like, oh, shit, we're in 4th and 2 now. But it's better than Herbert had no chance.
No, I would attack it. I think you're going to see teams run at this front all together even more, even in like second and passing situations, right? Yeah. 2nd and long. One, they're extremely creative with their front. That's the one thing I do like about the Giants that way. How they move people around, all the different looks they give you on that side of the ball are really good. But I also think like why we saw some of those runs and be gashed by Omari and Hampton a little bit is, because they're creative up front. And when you do stuff like that sometimes, you can get a lot of negative plays and pressure on the quarterback and maybe play up and get in the backfield, but there is going to be a play every now and then where it's like, they called the right play and we got everybody here trying to do crazy stuff and somebody got blocked on this play and now there's nobody at the second level and he got through and it's like, it's going to be a 20-yard gain at least here. And that's kind of the risk reward of how they play on that end. They also played pretty good coverage in this football game.
Drew Phillips had a big bounce back.
He really did.
After a bad week.
And they got to... The Chargers, too many snaps of Keenan Allen, I thought, on the outside, where I go, that's just going to embolden teams to play man-to-man because nobody's scared about Keenan Allen on the outside winning a one-on-one, right? I felt like the Giants were more bold altogether playing a little man-to-man, like acting like we're not that afraid of Quentin Johnson and Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen totally separating from us. They had a good game plan, and they played with a lot of emotion, and I think a lot of that was because, of course, the quarterback being in the lineup as well there at MetLife Stadium. Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.